Welcome back. We're now going to talk about equilibrium and we're going to talk about the invisible hand. What is the invisible hand? Well, we have quantity and price in a market like hot dogs. It's very simple. Now that you know about surplus, now that you know about shortage, it's actually pretty easy. You have a demand curve here. Remember, the demand curve represents a kind of benefit underneath that. We have a supply curve here. And remember, a supply curve represents cost like that. What happens? If the price is high up there, well, something's going to happen. We learned that when the price is too high, you end up with this surplus. And if the price is low down here, you end up with a shortage. So you have a surplus and a shortage. Big deal. Well, this is what's the big deal, are these arrows pointing downward and these arrows pointing upward, because that means there's a tendency for free markets to drive towards a specific point, which is the equilibrium point where marginal benefit equals marginal cost. Free individuals expressing themselves in their freedom of choice. Free individuals expressing themselves and using their resources in freedom of enterprise. These free people, without government intervention, without anything like that happening, have a tendency to drive equilibriums towards this particular point. Free individuals, when there's a shortage, have a tendency to drive equilibrium. Those are supposed to be hands pointing towards this particular point. These individuals going to do what's best for them in terms of freedom of choice. These individuals going to do what's best for them in terms of freedom of enterprise, enter a market, and like a miracle through the invisible hand. This is what Adam Smith means by the invisible hand. When the market's not in equilibrium, an invisible hand forces the market to be in equilibrium so that you have an equilibrium price and an equilibrium quantity, and that particular price and quantity means marginal benefit equals marginal cost, which we've been calling allocation efficiency. Or you can also phrase it as a place where all transactions occur where the benefit is greater than the cost. These people don't have to worry about achieving that place. These people don't have to worry about, are we going to make enough hot dogs so that we reach this point? Are we going to make too many hot dogs so that we are not there? They don't worry about it. They just go to the market and do what they think is best for themselves. And like a miracle, the invisible hand drives them to this particular point. That is the miracle of the free market. That is why free markets are so beautifully and elegantly described by Adam Smith. Nobody has to tell anybody what to do, and resources get allocated efficiently. That's the idea. Uh, I think that, to me, this is the most important part. And I think that the idea of individuals coming to a market and ending up doing what they want and ending up doing what's best for society is a very, very elegant theory. We'll talk about shifting supply and demand again. And when you shift supply and demand, things happen, but we end up back at equilibrium anyway. Anyway, there you go. That's all about allocation efficiency, but more important, that is linked to the invisible hand and Mr. Adam Smith in his book, The Wealth of Nations. Okay, that's it for equilibrium. Thank you.